Told you guys I was going to do another vlog. I asked you to answer a couple of questions as far as topics go. You guys settled on two, I picked one, and so here we are. Girl issues, aka why can't you understand us? I took some questions, and there were quite a few interesting ones, some I ignored. But I've got a list here, and I'm just gonna go down it and answer the few that I did pick out. Alright, so before I get started, I just want to lead in by saying I am not a relationship guru. I give pretty decent advice from time to time, but for the most part, I'm just a normal person like you guys. So you can take what I say with a grain of salt, you can listen to it, it's really your decision. Okay, first question. How long do you think it is appropriate for a guy to chase you before it's deemed stalking? Here's the thing about this. There is no preset time limit. If she likes you, she likes you. If she doesn't, she doesn't. And if she doesn't, you'll more than likely know. From the point on where you realize she doesn't like you, if you pursue her anyway, that's stalking. It's probably time to dial it back. Next question. Why are women always so cold to the touch? Alright, so this one can actually be explained with simple science. It's been proven that women generally run at a moderately, well, maybe not moderately, but slightly higher temperature than men, their counterparts. Basically what this means is that we expel heat from our bodies faster than you do. Since we expel heat from our bodies faster than you do, it means that our hands and feet get colder a lot faster than yours do. When your hands and feet are cold, well, so's the rest of you. Take it as an opportunity to just squeeze a hug in there or maybe grab some cheek. I sincerely doubt your girlfriend's gonna complain. And if she does, well, dial it back. Okay, so this last question, it kind of popped up a few times. I even had some messages where you guys asked me. There were a bunch of different variations on it. What's the deal with women? Why do women play games? Just gonna go ahead and read it, because the version that I have here is a little long, so here we go. Why do girls make guys play guessing games instead of telling them exactly what they want, and then they have the nerve to get upset when they don't get exactly what they want, even if the guy sincerely tried their best to make her happy? So, real quick, this kind of goes both ways. Do you know that girl that you're friends with that you're just completely mad over? You know the one I'm talking about. The one with the perfect hair, or nails, or smile, or she smells the greatest, or her gamer score is through the roof. You know her? The one that thinks you're her best friend in the whole wide world? Aren't you not telling her exactly what it is that you want, but then have the nerve to be completely upset when she doesn't take you seriously as a date, but runs back to that jerk that she was dating? Despite the fact that she's been going out of her way to make you happy being the best friend she could possibly be. Why is that? Sometimes you just have trouble asking for what you want. The reasons usually vary, but at the end of the day, it just comes down to nerves. People don't like being rejected. They don't want to be disappointed, so they set their standards as low as they possibly can. That way, more often than not, they meet it or exceed it. I know that's a little confusing, so I'm gonna translate this one into gamer speak a little bit. Stay with me. You know how Titanfall dropped for the Xbox One and everybody was like, oh my god, this is the greatest thing since sliced bread, oh, I want to do this game! Okay, so maybe they weren't exactly like that, but you know how everybody was like head over heels for it? Meanwhile, the people that had 360s still wanted to play it, but there was a lot of adversity going on with that. They delayed the game twice, and it was being made by a different company, pretty much, that was copying it over. The point is, it got to a place where we were all just hoping it was gonna be playable, and it was gonna be good, and there was no expectation beyond that. That way, when it came out, if it did suck, it's like, well, we kinda knew that was gonna happen, but it's okay, because we didn't invest anything in it. The same principle applies more or less in dating. you're kind of worried you got this half-ass knockoff Prince Charming, so you set your standards kind of low. That way you can't really be disappointed. The bottom line is, as women, to keep from being disappointed, we try not to say anything at all. Logically, this makes sense. We didn't set any expectations, so we can't be upset when we didn't get what we didn't ask for. Unfortunately, this doesn't actually work out. See, women are naturally emotional creatures, so all this logic and these internal conversations we have with ourselves kind of backfire when we find out that we're not getting what we didn't ask for. The result is more or less what you guys are asking me about. Why are women so crazy? Why don't they just say what they want? That's about the point that you come in. It's alright though. It's not a big deal, fellas. I got a cheat code for you. It's gonna work out perfectly. You'll be fine. Just stick with me. You ready for this? Ask questions, and then, wait for it, listen to the answer. Women are detail-oriented. That means when you ask her for her perfect idea of a date, you can't paraphrase it. You need the details. For example, if she says she wants hibachi on a picnic blanket by a specific lake with yellow balloons to complement the meal, you better find out which shade of yellow she means. The point is, it's the little things that stand out to us. How tight or loose you held our hand, how long you hugged us for, what you smelled like when you picked us up for that first date. These are all things chicks are gonna remember. I'll give you an example. This one time, I had a guy point out that he noticed my hair naturally held red highlights, which, during the summer months, it does in fact do. He followed it up by telling me that he liked the way they looked when the sunlight hit them. It was this tiny, minuscule thing, but it blew me away. Like, seriously? It was almost impossible to believe that a dude could notice something like that. I mean, it was tiny. Minuscule. It's the little details. If you become a master of pointing those out, noticing them, and not only using them to your advantage to follow through on stuff, you'll not only master that art, but the art of taking off chicks' clothes without even lifting a finger. Don't make shit up, though. We can totally tell if you're making shit up. Might want to dial that back. Alright, final question. What's the deal with being jealous of other girls' boobs? Why can't you just be happy for her and accept the breasts? Alright, so I'm not real sure I have ever met a broad that was jealous of another chick's boobs. I've never been jealous of another chick's boobs. That sounds like an insecurity. If she seems focused on another chick's rack, she's probably just admiring how cute they look in the top that she has on. It's probably a really cute top. And before you say anything in the realm of maybe she likes the boobs as much as you do, probably not. And even if she does, probably not gonna end up being a group activity. Dial it back. Alright, so I've gone through all of the questions at this point. I'm gonna take a second and talk about some of my own anomalies, because I don't really relate to the stuff you guys talked about.